welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is part 2 of our unboxing videos for the Sega Genesis cartridges and console dioramas from Console Heroes. So in a previous video when we opened up our Christmas presents, we mentioned that we were out and about in the holiday chaos, and in our area there is a Toys R Us test store inside of Macy's. I don't know if all Macy's are doing this or just a scattered few. It's really, really tiny and always a mess, a big mess, because essentially it's in the middle of soccer mom heaven, and they just kind of drop off the kids at that little Toys R Us so they can mess everything up. And several months before, we saw a review video for those cool diorama cartridges back there, and never expected to see them like in the wild, ever. And we chanced upon this at that Toys R Us test store, which was very nice and quite surprising. So we picked them up right away. Gave us something to open for you all. So let's take a look. Okay. I know for the cartridges, it's kind of a different story, but there's a lot of room in this box that could have scaled down the, I don't know, form factor a bit as far as packaging. Wow, look at that. So in this set we have, let's see, we've got Deathbringer from Golden Axe, Death Egg Robot from Sonic the Hedgehog, Mecha Sonic, and Mr. X. I can't be completely sure, but I want to say that Mr. X is possibly from Streets of Rage. Okay, so we've got the console here, and we've got this really cool rack to display your cartridges. And maybe I will try, but I mentioned earlier that it would have been a lot more convenient if you could store those bits and bobs in the cartridges in the cartridge themselves, so you don't lose them so easily. So I'm going to have to test that out when I put the cartridges in that. So this is a nice recreation. I was kind of hoping it would be more accurate to the size of the console. I know the console shrunk over time. Let's see, does the slider work? No, none of the buttons work. They're all just kind of solid. All right, let's try to take out the characters here. First up, we've got Metal Sonic. Next, we've got, it's not Mr. Big. Okay, what do they call you? I forgot already. You are Mr. X. Okay. Mr. Big is from Streets of Rage, right? No, this is from Streets of Rage. Maybe. Mr. Big is from Fatal Fury, I believe. He's a sub-boss of Geese Howard. Here we have Death Adder from Golden Axe. And this burly gent here, is, I think they called it the Death Egg, right? Dr. Robotnik. Yeah, he's called the Death Egg Robot. You know, Mega Man would fit into this series of toys really, really well. That would be an amazing thing to see. Okay, so let's open this up now. Okay, the hinge is back there, so it's going to open up from the front. I think that's the reset button, yeah, right there. That's where the controllers go in. And it looks, yeah, it serves as an unlock thing. There we go. Huh. That's not bad. It's multi-leveled. There's like a battle arena there. That's pretty cool. So let's see what we got. Then we will put Death Adder right here. You know what? Maybe you could store all the bits and bobs in this. Actually, that's that would make sense. So we've got Death Adder here. We'll have Mecha Sonic right here. Come on, you. And we'll have Mr. X. Well, you know what? Let's make it look like a battle scene. So we're going to have the Death Egg. Come on. There we go. Death Egg right there. And he's going to be going up against Mr. Death Adder here. Well, Mr. Big waiting to be tagged in. There we go. Look at that. Pretty cool. And of course you can, the pegs are all the same size, so you can add in the cartridge people. But another thing I'm noticing is I don't think you'd be able to store Eggman or the Death Egg robot in this cartridge here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that would close. Really cool though, nice and chunky. And of course, if you collect those other minifigs of Sonic or whatever, and the little plastic figures, I'm sure you could kind of incorporate them in this. So what we'll do next is we're just going to set this up with the, close this up. Let's see, maybe we can get a few of the people in here. With that. Okay, so they'll close on them. Let's see. Try to keep as many of the accessories in there as possible and just put all the figures in the console. So with this, we're going to remove Tails. Yeah, I don't think he's going to fit in there. Sonic, and we'll keep the rings, that stick, and the banner in here. There we go. Sonic, Knuckles. Should be able to keep the ring in there. And we might, let's see, is that gonna close? Yeah, all right, so that's cool. So you can keep the spikes and the jump pad attached, and the balloon, And you can still close up this cartridge. Very cool. So let's actually push it in the back here. That. Now with these, let's see how many figures we can fit in here before it says no. Don't think Tails is going to fit in here. Give it a try though. Eggman's not going to fit in there. So if we'll put him over here then. I think that's Tails holding things up. Right. So the figures you can't fit into the console would be Eggman, Mecha Sonic, and Tails. But you've got all the other figures in here. And this is your nice little setup with the rack and the console. Pretty cool though, I like it. I have absolutely no place I could display it right now, so these are just going to go right back into the boxes. Very cool though, quite pleased. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have an amazing new year. So, once again, stay healthy, always be kind, take care.